appreciated. Gonna mute Stern blocking in. Alright, and welcome back after a quick toilet break. And to be honest, I'm kind of interested to see how will we run this. 10 seconds now. And all eyes are on Janak, Jordake, Caterham, Gallego, Medina, Ausschneider, Orlovsky, Lynch, Arcega. And oh my god, we have a beautiful start. A beautiful start. From Gallego. And we have a punt. We have a punt. Gallego got pushed a bit. Arcega, and oh no! Arcega gets sideswiped from Lynch. And the battle is brewing. Janak, Gallego side by side. Ausschneider, Jordake side by side. Medina off again. Very unfortunate as Jordake makes his way up there. Ausschneider in the mix. Caterham P2 currently trying to get as much time out of it as possible. Saukaitis will not be able to hold him back for any longer. And we're almost four wide here. I'm not sure what is happening, but it's crazy, guys. Ausschneider keeps on holding into the front. Has the podium here currently, but the inside is Jordake's as he tries to run away. We have a bit of a battle here in the back between Medina and Lynch. Lynch kind of prepares his turn there, keeping Medina at bay, and everybody is side by side. I'm not even sure where I should look there because they're in the front. Ausschneider, Jordake fighting for P3. Still side by side. We have a permanent side by side at this point. Janak kind of trapped behind them in P5, while Jordake and Ausschneider in P3 are battling it out here on the track. If somebody punts somebody, this race is going to be very, very... We are going 3 wide. We're going 3 wide if you want or not. And this is going to get very, very spicy. Very spicy. For Janak, for Saukaitis, for Ausschneider, this is going strong. Jordake has the inside, takes P2 for now, but Ausschneider is still very, very much in the mix. Medina. Where is Medina? Medina in the back, unfortunately. Maybe lost it again. That is not his day, apparently. In the practice session, he was extremely fast with the Caterham here today, but he can't really capitalize on it as this battle is unfolding. Very, very unfortunate. And Gallego, Saukaitis, almost a punt there. Saukaitis having a very early breaking point. Gallego has to move now, otherwise the chain that is forming there in the front is going to run away without him. And it is going side by side. Gallego, Saukaitis. And Gallego tries to straighten the wheel, but Gallego is still there. Saukaitis is still there. And there is a little bit of a touch there, but nothing too major. Saukaitis trying to keep on rolling. And here we are. Janak trying his best to get into that time. Not a good day for Arcega, for Kamara as well in the back currently. Medina trying to get back into Orlovsky. And I think he is. Side by side, Medina makes the move. Where will they break? Medina into P8. Locking up. Having the inside though. This looks like a done deal to me. But Orlovsky might have to say something about that still. What is also happening here in the front is that Janak actually took his position in P3 and is now hunting down Jordake. He is in the second. Aufschneider keeping it calm here in the American livery. Still in P4. That is a very, very good position. And Gallego currently 2 seconds away. Still has to catch up to that. Actually making the move into Aufschneider, who is side by side, as well as Saukaitis, who is dropping further back every once in a while. He does throw very, very good blocks here and there and can keep himself up there. P6 currently for Saukaitis. Lynch getting closer and closer, just waiting to make the move. And there is some damage there in the front and in the back. I think Lynch was caught up in that early punt at T1 lap 1. I think it was happening there. And Lynch technically has it. He just has to make the move into it. Now, Jordake is getting closer and closer to Caterham. Janak is also still very much in the mix between him and Jordake. Let's watch that. It's half a second at the moment. Janak wants this. And Janak and Jordake, both of them, quite quick drivers. And I wonder if it's going to be Jordake or if it's going to be Janak. Or if even Caterham can run out of them. Aufschneider is slowly losing the time here behind Janak and Jordake, but the more they fight there in the front, the more Aufschneider can catch up and take time to get back. Very much still in the mix is P1 to P4. Gallego a bit further away, I would say. A bit further away for sure. Throwing it in now. 13.5 minutes left in this race. As we are watching this from Aufschneider's position. Getting closer and closer. Janak getting closer and closer. It's all quite the pickle here as Jordake goes wide there. Janak goes narrow, but can't really make the move as Jordake is closing up that two-part turn real quick. We're running down, and that looks like a very, very good first sector from Aufschneider. That was actually purple, and Janak is in the 44-1, and we have a perfect view on that battle that unfolds here. That was a side-by-side. Janak basically saying, I'm here. You better remember me because you will see that black livery a few more times this race. Jordake definitely under pressure. And all very, very cordial, I have to say. No real punts. No extreme, like, heavy hits. And I do have to say, I see a few small incident points here and there, but not much. Not much. I think if they really battle with each other, then it's still very, very cordial. And we have lost Camara in the midst of the race. He is out. Arcega goes into P10. Or at least gets his P10. Yes, he goes into P10 because Camara was actually in P10 before that. And it's now getting extremely close, guys. I'm not sure if you realize how close that battle here is. Caterham is just trying to keep them out of harm's way so they can't really battle him there. But Janak is here, has the inside, the battle against him and Jordake. And was that flashing from Aufschneider, who is now setting himself side by side? And will we get another 3 wide with the gang? I think we are. 3 wide. What? Oh my god. And Aufschneider capitalizes on that. What a move into P2. He made it look easy. What A beautiful move into P2, and Yodake on the last step of the podium currently, but he is contesting. He is trying to provoke a reaction from Aufschneider. Has the next insight. Aufschneider keeps on at it. He is not done. Janak is looking from behind, hoping maybe that something happens in the mix of it so that he can sweep through, but it's not happening. And to be honest, this is just giving Caterham more time to the front. When did Seb get this good? Ace. And I think if he sets his mind to it, as well with the Ginetta, as well with the MX-5, then if he finds something that's really, really fun, he has a huge burst of skill that is coming out. And I rarely see him like really going like that, especially like going against Janak that much and saying like, yeah, the sub 44 is coming. And there was a little bit of a touch from Aufschneider, and Aufschneider sets his car to the side of it, and we're going down. We're going 3 wide again. What is happening, guys? What is happening, folks? Look at this. Look at this. And Yodake is pulling out of that battle. Or is he? Or is he? There is a touch. There is a touch. Yodake touches Janak just a tiny bit. And that was very, very close. Nothing major, I would say, but that was definitely a little smooch on the rear of Janak, as Yodake almost lost the car due to that really, really upsetting his Caterham 7. And Janak still very much, everybody is so close that I simply don't know how this is going to find a good end. They are battling it out, millimeter for millimeter. If one of them gives them a centimeter, the other one is taking it back immediately. And now I have to say also that Aufschneider is finding his pace, with his best lap being a 44.2, with Janak being the fastest lap with a 44.1. Aufschneider losing it slightly. I think that might have been another smooch. Might that be? I don't think so. Maybe it wasn't a smooch. Who knows? The car was quite upset there for a tiny bit, and now I think this battle resolved itself, because now Yodake and Aufschneider are fighting. 457 Racing versus Muffler Shop, and we had that in race 1. For the beginning of the race, they were fighting it out. And they touch. I think you can go quite ham with the Caterham, I believe. Like those side touches, those like little nudgings, they seem to be good unless you really lock in and fling out, but so far it looks good. I think you might lose the rear more if you brake wrong than if you get touched by someone on the road, by another car. And Aufschneider kinda has to find a lot of lucky lines now to get out of Yodake's time, because Yodake knows there is more in that lap than meets the eye, and Aufschneider so far hasn't pulled the same numbers, and Aufschneider absolutely drifting the car in place. Yodake going slightly over, losing 1.5 seconds during it. One does style points, the other slightly going onto the grass and losing a lot of time. Now Aufschneider has to keep on at it for 6 minutes and just stay at it, put out a very, very nice, consistent lap time, and I think Yodake might have trouble getting back at that. 6 minutes on the clock, Janak in P2, Caterham in P1. Absolutely blazing through, by the way, with a 44.3, and if he stays that way I don't think Janak has to start putting up... And that was exactly what I was going to say. That was exactly what I was going to say. I wanted to say Janak has to put in the sub 40 force. He has to put in the 43.9s to get close to Caterham, if that keeps up. And at that moment, Janak does a 43.7. Absolutely blazingly fast. That is how we know Janak. That is just... I have no further words for this driver. He is showing every race that he not only... He has the pace, he always finds a tiny bit more than the other drivers, and that is his edge usually. And I do believe that if he even finishes second, he will be overall first, because Caterham did not have that good of a result that it would shift the places quite a lot. I think Janak just has to stay behind, although I do not think that Janak would give himself happy. I don't think he would draw a lot of happiness out of coming in second. I think he wants the first place, and to be honest, he is getting very dangerously close to Caterham now, as Jodake kinda is dropping back 2.5 seconds to Aufschneider. I think at the height of the crash, he was 1.8 to 2 seconds away, so he lost 0.6 since then. It does not look currently good. Aufschneider picking up a bit of the pace, but he technically just has to defend with good, reliable lap times to stay in third place and actually get the podium on here. Jodake, we're wrestling with the cars quite a bit here on Jarama, and it has been a race. I have to say that it has been a race. Not a very good race for Medina, I have to say, and that is very, very unfortunate that Medina, who was fairly quick in the practice session, could not really do much with that, as he has a bit of damage the first race, just going over there a bit and being too optimistic with the lines. Very, very unfortunate for him. Arcega in the back as well. It's not on pace currently, but maybe on Nordschleife he will find a bit more. Orlovsky, who had a very, very neat battle there in the mid-pack in race 1, is now basically in P7 there, away from civilization currently, I would say. And then we have the front pack, which is, Lynch is also a bit alone currently on the track on Jarama here. But Caterham is the one who is not alone right now, because he is getting challenged, and he is getting challenged by Janak, and there is a bit of a ping issue. We have the connection issue yet again. And that was a bit of a break. It looked a bit like a brake check, but I don't think it was. I feel like Caterham just has a bit of a problem with his internet, and his car is frequently turning forward and backward. And that's not good. We will have one more lap after this, where Janak can now prove himself and actually move in and hopefully make the move into P1. But we will have a battle on our hand for sure. Caterham might also be able to fend him off, to actually get those lap times in and defend quite well. So Janak is left with P2. Caterham in the very, very beautiful Nitro Knights livery in the number 47 car. He is driving the number 47 car on the Formula Nitro as well. That will be on Thursday. We are running close to the finale there as well. The Nitro Knights will hopefully continue to set up races like these, because they're just so fun to watch. They're fun to cast, and with me starting to know them a bit better, bit by bit, more and more, I think this is just a really, really fun evening activity for me. And now Janak has to go for it, getting a good exit here, and hopefully challenge for it. The battle is on. The battle is on. And there's the slipstream. Goes for the outside there. Has to be careful with the ping issue. That is a bit unfortunate that you kind of have to step out of close races, of close incidents like these, because I mean, everything can happen. The car could like lift a step back due to netcode, and then you have the problem because you're going to be crashing. That is not what you want in this race. I feel like Janak is a bit hesitant here, but the overall first place will be his if he makes it to the end here. Aufschneider, very interesting move into P3 earlier. And we are in overtime. That is probably the worst time to do a Twitch ad. If there's a battle now between Caterham and Janak, then it's only going to be visible in the VOD for the people who might get a ad. And Janak, I think, might try something fishy on the last turn here. Might try it. He throws it in, gets close. And if he gets a good exit out of that, he could maybe go for the slipstream and try a move, but I don't think it will be enough. No, I don't think it will be enough. Caterham makes first place and wins the second race. Beautifully done. Janak in P2, Aufschneider in P3. The leg makes it hard to pass. I agree. That is a bit of a problem. But Aufschneider P3, Jordake P4. He had it in his hand, definitely. I overheated. Yes, we were wondering what was happening there.